Check, 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 check. Who's out there? What's up, guys? I got Cameron. I got Leandre so far. How you guys doing? Let some other people come on, but just know, let me think. Since you guys are early, let me give you guys some inside information. I got no inside information. Oh, yeah. I sent out an email today. So have your parents check for the PE classes. I've already had one person sign up and maybe another so far, but there's only so many times on there. If you sign up for 5 days, there's only 4 spots available. But I'm guessing that you won't sign up for all 5 days. So if you sign up for like 3 days, just know that there's only 4 hours a day for all 5 days available. So there's really 20 spots. So take one of the 20 spots, or you can take multiple if you want to do it more days than just one. So if you want 2 days, you have to take 2 of the 20 spots. If you want 3 days, take three of the 20 spots. But again, all this information is on our website under PE class. Right when you log in there, click on the upper left-hand portion where it says PE class is available through August through November. What's going on, Gavin? What's up, Troy? What's up, Rella? How you guys doing? All right, I'll start this party right now, and let's start off with Mike Tyson. If you guys know Mike Tyson, let me know via emoji what sport he played. If you know Mike Tyson, you have to put just the emoji. You cannot say the words. All right, if you know Mike Tyson, let me know in the comment section, and we'll see who wins. Let's see. Anyone know Mike Tyson? That's the question. Mike Tyson. I'm on a computer, so I can't do it. Yeah, you can't do it. Yep. Only if you're on a phone. Sorry. I need emojis only. Do what? Oh my God. You have to say what Mike Tyson did. Why is Mike Tyson famous? Mike Tyson via emoji only. Anyways, Mike Tyson is about to do whatever he used to do. He's about to do it again, even though he hasn't done it in 15 years. And for this guy, it's a crazy, crazy thing. Oh, is he a dancer? Or is it like a magician? No, Leandre. Oh my gosh. Gavin's gonna hop on his phone real quick. All right, I'll leave it open. I don't care how long it takes. All right, no, it's not a dancer. Anyways, oh, you know what? He was on Dancing with the Stars one time, so Mike Tyson probably can dance, but no, he's not a dancer. Mike Tyson. All right. Anyways, he's about to do it again, and there's something that he said. There we go. Troy got it. Troy's the winner. He's a boxer. All right. He's probably the greatest boxer of all time. There's Muhammad Ali, but then there's also Mike Tyson. All right, he's a runner. No. All right, well, so Mike Tyson, he hasn't fought in 15 years. Now he's like 54 years old, and he put out a training video where he's just like going like that, and he looks amazing. So someone rigged up a fight with him, and they put him against Roy Jones Jr., who was also one of the greatest boxers of all time. He was just 3 years younger. Roy Jones is so great. Like, this is a true story. Like, he beat so many people. Gavin got it too. We know you had it, Gavin. Roy Jones Jr. beat so many people that he had to keep moving up levels. So he started off with a middleweight, and then he went up to welterweight, then went to light heavyweight. He moved up all the way to heavyweight. And he never fought against Mike Tyson, though, because he was kind of like light. But when he tried to fight him, it just didn't happen. But he won every single fight. And the only fight that he lost was he hit some guy, and the guy fell down, and he accidentally hit him again after he fell down. So he lost that fight by disqualification. Then later on, he fought that same guy because the guy was talking trash, saying, "I beat Roy Jones," and he beat him so bad. So Roy Jones is a really, really great fighter, and Mike Tyson's a really great fighter. But I thought something that Mike Tyson said today in an interview, I was watching it, and Mike Tyson said, they said, "What is the difference between training at 54 and training at 24 years old?" And he said, "I'm in pain." He said, he goes, "It's so much pain." Because when he was younger, it didn't hurt him to work out. Maybe some other people, it would hurt them to work out, but not for Mike Tyson. But he says now he has so much pain. And he said something so interesting, something that I've thought about too. He said, I will never again call another boxer a bum. And he said that because he's called boxers bums before because they weren't as good as him. All right. And he says, I will never again do that because I now feel their pain. And for me, I've thought that about you guys. Um, I thought, why can't you guys shoot for 4 hours? Why can't you guys work out for that long? I could. I would be playing basketball for like 8 hours at the rec center. I could. And then now that I'm older and I'm trying to keep up and I'm trying to do something that, at least half as much as you guys do. I can't. Like my back hurts, my leg hurts. I feel your pain now. And I know it took for me a while to get there. I had to be old to feel like you do, but I was very blessed with a very athletic body that could endure a lot of pain, a lot of like hitting. And when I was doing what I was doing, it wasn't the same as you guys. Some of you guys, some of your bodies can't handle it. It legitimately can't handle it. And you guys weren't blessed like I was, or I wasn't blessed like Mike Tyson was. He's a way up there. All right. So people calling you guys like not good enough to not be able to work out as much, or maybe you're trying to follow my book, but you can't because it's too much work. Sometimes it's not your fault. All right. Sometimes it's not your fault. If you can endure that though, if you can go through that, you're going to be great. And I would say that you're great, that you will be greater. All right. Because if I did that stuff, I did it because it was easy. If you do it and it's hard for you every single day, that makes you greater than I was. All right. So like Mike Tyson, I'll try to never again call anyone a bum. All right. Because we were blessed with a lot of stuff, a lot of gifts. And if you ever noticed the workouts where I ranked you guys last week, there were 3 guys who did it very, very easily. I'm not saying that they didn't work hard, but they did it easily. And it was Gavin, it was Cam, and then I think that Ren is another one. For Finn, it looks like he was trying hard. But for those 3 guys, they were going hard the entire time. And I know Cam doesn't have he's not that focused up there. He's like one of the most unfocused guys. But physically, he can just go. He has so much energy, right, Cam? And Gavin, he has so much energy, and he is strong up here too. So, I mean, for the people trying to keep up to them, like Ian, Andre, and like all these other guys, Troy and Gabby, it's harder for you guys to keep up to those guys because they're just so energetic. They're just naturally like that. So, again, know who you are, but again, try to work to get beyond it. Okay. All right. Quote of the day is utilize every advantage. All right. And advantages are, yes, Blake Bastani, by the way. He's another guy that's not naturally geared to go as hard as he possibly can the entire time of something, but got to work. And again, the quote of the day is utilize every advantage that you can. Because in this town that we live in over here in these parts, we have a lot of advantages. We have, I put out a poll the other day, and I asked how many people have basketball courts at their houses. And I thought it was going to be like maybe 50% of people. Nope. 80% of people have basketball courts at their houses. And I was like, what? I would have killed for a basketball court when I was growing up. That would have been awesome. You guys have that advantage over me. And when I was younger, again, I had the height, I had all this stuff, but I could complain that, oh my God, you have a basketball court and I don't. And if you shot like 1,000 shots a day, I'd be like, I can't do that. I can't keep up. I don't have a court right outside my house. I have to drive, 2 miles. You have to step 20 steps. How can I beat you? How can I possibly beat you? I could argue like that. Or I could do what I did and get driven the 2 miles to the gym. And I could just hope and pray that you don't wake up every day and shoot your shots outside your house. And usually it's like that. Usually the people that have the advantage don't take advantage of it. So for you guys, if you don't have a 30-inch, 40-inch vertical, and you guys don't have athletic ability, you guys don't have all this other stuff, don't worry. You're just like I was when I didn't have a court. And these guys are like you are, where they have a court. They have the advantage. And you guys are like me, where I didn't have the advantage. Usually, if you have the advantage, you won't try as hard. So they're going to let you catch him. Just like I know past me is going to catch you. Maybe not Blake Bastani. He shoots a lot. But like, I think a lot of you guys, maybe not like Gavin, maybe. But I mean, I'm here and I see Ian's court and there's no one on it. I'm pretty sure that a lot of your courts are the same way. All throughout the day, there's no one on it. All right. And that's why someone like me, I can travel and still beat you. All right. So for you guys who don't have the advantages, realize the people that have the advantages, they're not going to go as hard because it's too easy. It's too easy for them. And I might have told you guys this before. I bought a basketball hoop for my brother because it was the one thing that I always wanted. And when I got enough money, I bought him one. And he's like 13 years younger than I am, so I got to see him play basketball growing up. And he never used the basketball hoop. And I was like, what? It was like just collecting dust. And it was like down when I got back in town. I was like, what? And he didn't go that far at basketball, but he still played in college some. But yeah, I was like so mad. I was like, why? He's not using it. And sometimes it's just too easy. So make sure that if you guys happen to have advantages, use them. And if you don't, realize that that can also be to your advantage. Because since you don't have the advantage, you get to work harder than the people that do. All right, let me go with the elementary workouts today. If you have any questions on the workouts or anything that you wanted, I know that Blake got confused yesterday because the dates are still off. The dates won't come on until maybe August 30th, 2020. So we have about one more month until the book actually starts. And I'm going to send out an email actually to people, and I'm going to advertise the book and things like that so I can start selling them. You guys had the advanced copies. I gave you guys the books 4 months in advance just because of the quarantine. So it's been kind of weird. So he tried to look ahead in the dates, but got the wrong day of the week. Yeah. So make sure when you guys are looking ahead, go by the day of the week, not just the day. So the day is for next year, basically. It's 2021. And it doesn't match up the same way. But anyways, if you have any questions for today's workout, let me know. For elementary, it's 1-on-1, 5 seconds from half court. 3-on-3, no dribbles. Post position on swing. Unintentional. Fouling with fouls to give. And up by 5 with 3 minutes left with managing the lead. All right. And I'm talking about those. I like the 1-on-1, 5 seconds from half. All right. The time that it takes you to get from one end of the court, you suck at counting, yeah, it happens. The time it takes for you to get from one end of the court to the other end of the court is 5 seconds. If you're like average speed, 5 seconds. Fast person get there in 4. To get from half court to the basket should take you 2.5 seconds, or 2. So a 5 second from half court drill, 1-on-1, should be very possible, but only if you sprint. And I would think that if I had to teach you guys something, and I had to teach the world how to maybe do this on offense versus how to defend it, I think that the harder job would be trying to defend 1-on-1 from half court. All right? Because your back's to the basket. You have to turn one way or the other. And when you turn, they can cross over. And you have to turn the other way. You don't know which way they're going. Again, you're running backwards, they're running forward. The offense has all the advantage in the world. The only chance the defense has is if the offensive player goes slow. The only other chance the defense has is if the offensive player doesn't know how to change directions fast. And then the last chance that the defense has is if the offensive player misses the layup. Those are the only 3 chances that they have. And if offense does all 3 perfectly, there's nothing that the defense can do. So I would, in the end, tell the defense, be okay with it. All right? All you can do is sprint on defense and make them change direction and then put your hands up and don't foul them. All right? Make them change directions, put your hands up and don't foul them. On offense, though, this one should be the easy one to teach. But I found out in my years that it's not. And we have everyone going way too slow. They like jog in there. They can't go right or left hand. So when it comes down to switching direction, they can't do it. When they do switch direction, they switch direction extremely slowly. And when they try to finish, they miss. So you guys need to take care of the easy part. And that's being able to sprint in there as hard as you can. And if they cut you off, be able to change direction, either crossover, behind the back, spin move, or diagonal pro hop. And then finish by putting the ball in the basket, finishing it like this, rather than throwing it like that for speedy, fast break style layup. All right. Up next, we have, let's go with elementary drills. Let's go with unintentional and intentional fouls. All right. When you guys are down at the end of the game, you might need to foul. All right. There's actually a few times. There's a few times. One is if you're down at the end of the game and you're down by 4, you need to foul them. Or maybe you're down by 2 and there's like 10 seconds left, and they can just run out the clock. You need to foul. Well, when you foul, you can't swing at their face. You can't swing at their head or their body. You have to go for the ball. You have to pretend like you're going for the ball. So you have to swing at their arms. And you can't just go for the ball either, because if you miss and they run away from you, then they're just wasting time. So you have to quickly foul them and make it a considerable foul, not hit them, but just grab their arms. I mean, it's that easy. Or again, you can just make sure that you foul their arm hard enough. But the best way to do it is to tell the referee beforehand. You don't have to say it out loud. You can just walk up to the referee close and say, "We want to foul on purpose this play." And then he'll help you out. Where even if you miss, he's going to call it, because he doesn't want it to escalate. Because if I try to foul someone, they don't call it, I'm going to hit them harder. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to throw him down and be like, "Dude, you're not calling it. I want to foul him because we have to stop this clock so that we can have a chance to win," because he might miss his free throws. So fouling on purpose is clutch at the end of games. But also, let's say that you're doing a running clock. This is kind of cheap, but rules are rules. And it's about to be the end of the quarter, end of the half, maybe, end of the third quarter. Usually at the end of the game, they do stop clock. But if the clock is running and the other team has the ball and you're not in foul trouble, you have less than 2 fouls, and they're dribbling the ball with 5 seconds to go, foul them. Because then the clock just runs out. But you have to make sure that you don't foul them on a shot. All right? And then the last time that you want to do this is possibly when you're up by 3 with 2 seconds to go. If they catch the ball in bounds, foul them immediately. Then they go to the line and have to shoot 2 free throws, as opposed to giving them a chance to hit a 3. All right? So, but that's so hard to do, because if you foul them as they're shooting, now they get 3 free throws. So you have to make sure that they're not shooting the shot. So these are the times when you use intentional fouls and unintentional fouls. All right. And you have to make sure that, again, you don't hit them, because if you do hit them and they call it an intentional foul, that means that it's going to be 2 free throws plus the ball for them. So then you basically just lost the game for your team. All right. Hope that was a good enough explanation. If it's not, again, ask questions in the comment section. Yes, you guys did get the books early, and I put it in a video. Yeah. All right. Let's go with middle school drills. For middle school drills, we have clockwork passing, zone cutting, ball and hold drill, jump ball positioning, taking the last shot, and post entry plus kick out. I talked about taking the last shot last week. I talked about post entry kick out, but one drill that I want to talk about right now is zone cutting. All right. When you're when the other team plays a zone, you have to keep moving. But one thing that we fail to utilize is the inside spots. So the outside players, the top player, 2 wings, they can cut to the basket and then back out to the corners, to the opposite wing. They can cut any spots, but they can also stop on the inside. Right? And when you stop on the inside, it's a great way to get your penetration. Right? I told Ian this story this morning where I was playing in Vegas when I was in high school, and I was doing really well. Right? No teams were stopping me, and this team from Nebraska, They were trying to stop me, and they couldn't. I'm a 6'7" point guard. I was dominating without even shooting the ball. I was dominating. I was penetrating, and I was kicking to everyone. And I was scoring if I had to, whatever. They couldn't stop us. But all of a sudden, they did stop us. They went zone. They went a 2-3 zone against me. And it was because of me. And they said, stop him. So anytime that I drove, all 5 of them came. And I had to pass it out. And the other guys really couldn't create for themselves. So my stepdad, my coach at the time, he said, John, you're not point guard anymore. And I was like, what? I'm a point guard. And he goes, nah, you're going to be a new type of point guard now. We're going to put you as a post player. You're going to flash on the inside. And when you catch the ball, now you're point guard. And I was like, okay, sure, let me try it. So I went ahead and went into the inside, and they kept feeding me the ball on the inside. And now, instead of being on the outside of the zone, going 1 against 5 or 5 against 5, now, and I'm trying to get to the middle and trying to drive. Now I wasn't driving because it's impossible to drive against a zone sometimes that's tightly packed. I caught the ball in the middle, and that was my drive. That was like me driving to the middle, but without having to do it. Then I turned around, and all of a sudden, instead of it being 5 on 5 or 1 against 5, it was now 4 against 3 because they have the 2 outside guys. You pass beyond them to me on the inside. I turn around. All I see are 3 guys. And then besides the guy that passed to me, I see 3 other people. So it's 4 against 3. And then I get to just pick them apart. You know, boom, boom, boom. And it was the same thing as if I was passing. So the Sixers are going to do that with Ben Simmons, actually. All right. Yeah, so exactly. So they're taking Ben Simmons off a point. They're putting him on the inside. And when they get him the ball, he's going to dominate. And also, when Ben Simmons gets the rebounds, he gets to just go. And no one can keep up to him because the bigger guys can't stay with him. So it's going to be very, very interesting. All right. We'll see you soon, Leandre. All right. So cutting on the inside, though, for the inside players, we usually put our least offensively skilled players in there, and they're not quite able to do it. So eventually we want to put our best players in there so that they can create for other people. But right now we have problems creating for anyone. And we need people to either drive there or to get there. So for zone cutting, make sure that not only do you cut through the inside, you cut to the inside. And the inside player should keep moving as well whenever they see open spots. And then once an inside player catches it, someone should cut back door. Someone should cut to the corner for a 3. You want to keep moving because there's basically no one guarding you. Right? They're in a zone, and the two trouble points that zones have is that they can't stop the 3-point shot, and they can't box out very well. And if you keep moving, you're going to get open 3s, and you're also going to get free rebounds once you converge. But if you stand very still, they're going to spot you. And then if you try to go for the rebound, they're going to box you out. But if you keep moving, you're going to get open layups, open shots, and also open rebounds. So that's why I talk about that. All right. High school drills. We have the tip drill, 1-on-1 wing and 1-on-1 rebound. Nod and help equals points. Zone 1 or 2 guard front. 16 seconds up by 4 points. And offensive tips +1. Yeah, I know I spoke about these last week for the middle school, but I'll talk about it again. A good one is tip drill. All right, and I'm gonna add to this one. For tip drill, we throw the ball off the backboard, then we sprint to half court. When the person behind us catches the ball in the air, goes off the backboard and repeats. With a group of 4 or 5, you can get it going to half court and back sprinting. You want to see how many times that you can do it. See how many in a row can you get. All right. And a better game, if you guys are quarantined alone, is to do the Dennis Rodman way. And I would do this in high school. I would jump up and I would tap the ball on the backboard. Then I would jump up again and tap it, and I would keep doing that. Only problem, and then after like maybe 5 taps, I would try to tap it in. So I'm hitting the ball. I'm not catching the ball at all. I'm just tapping it. Well, what you guys can do, since you guys can't jump that high, is to lower your rims. Is it lowered like that? Press a button maybe? A lever? I don't know. Break it, cut it down. Just make the basket get lower, and then you can jump up and tap the ball against the backboard. You can do it right hand, do it left hand. If you don't have a basketball hoop, you can do it against the wall. Now you can't shoot a shot in the end, but you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hit it up high, and then just try to have control with just your hands. When I was younger, any kind of rebound, again, the last one that says offense rebound tips is +1 for the scrimmage that we're supposed to do since it's Tuesday, which is a practice day. Just getting your hand on the ball is awesome. It gives you a chance to get the rebound, keeps the ball alive. But if you can tip the ball inside the hoop, that's a whole nother level rebound, because now you don't even have to grab it. And I was very, very good at that in high school and college, and somewhat pro. But now I'm not very good at it. But still, you can tip the ball in. I used to actually practice it. All right. I don't know if mine can go down. Oh, it's okay. Just get taller. Or again, you can go against the wall. All right. And so that's our new form of tip drill, quarantine edition. Quote of the day, or motivational story of the day. Sorry. Motivational story of the day is when you can shoot the ball. When you can shoot the ball well and pass the ball well, you become quicker than you actually are due to the defender's inclination to overreact to your strengths. So although speed is very difficult is a very difficult attribute to improve, doing so through these other avenues is highly efficient. So this one is for all of you, even if you're fast, but it's especially for Blake Bastani, Momo Gage, and people who are slow. Even if you're fast, again, like James Harden's okay speed, but someone like Larry Bird was a slow speed. When you can shoot and when you can pass, you become faster. Because if I can't shoot, the guy's going to back away from me. If I can't pass, he'll back away from me. But if I can shoot really well, he has to get close. If I can pass really well, he has to play me differently. His hands up. And now all of a sudden, since he's closer, now I could run around him. And think about it on defense. If you try to guard someone, if you try to guard somebody close versus guard them from far away, it's a lot easier to do if you're far away from them. But if they can shoot, you got to get close. So if you can improve your speed, improve your shot and passing ability, and then you are all good. All right. And then all of a sudden people have to play you differently. Like Luka Doncic is not one of the fastest guys in the league, but he goes around everybody because the dude can stroke it and he can pass the heck out of the ball. All right. So be able to do other things to make those strengths even stronger. And if you are already fast, improving your shot makes you even stronger, because if you're someone like Russell Westbrook, when he couldn't really shoot at all, they would back off him, or like Ben Simmons. But imagine if someone had to get up close to Ben Simmons for a shot, it would be over. I mean, there was a guy by the name of Dwight Howard, who you guys probably know from the Lakers. He's one of the most dominant big men of all time. But all he did was dunk. He had some hook shots too. But he couldn't really shoot. And Shaq can't really shoot, right? But Dwight Howard was one of them. And Dwight Howard, he's never won a championship. If he had just rebounded and just played defense, he could have won a few championships. But he wanted to like shoot the ball, and he was kind of like stubborn in that regard. Well, if he got actually good at shooting the ball, no one would have been able to stop him. He would have been up there with like Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, and all those names. But because he never figured that part out at his game and never got to that clef, he was very, very stubborn about it during games. It's like during games, he wanted to be good at it, but during practice, he didn't really put in the hours. All right, you can't just want to score during games without also practicing it. All right, because again, game time is not practice time. It's not time to get better during games. Game time is time to show off how much you practiced. All right, so you're supposed to be doing your strengths. If he had made that one strength better, Dwight Howard would have been one of the greatest players of all time, period. All right. So don't let your chance pass. All right. Work on those things. And again, the quote of the day is utilize every advantage. And for the isolation workout coming up in 30 minutes, sorry that it was a little bit bumpy the first day, but that's to be expected. I need the leaders. I need you guys to, when you guys hear the first beep, start heading over already. So right when the last beep is there, you can unmute it and then hype people up, all right? And be like, okay, how many did you get? That should be the first question. How many did you get, and should you be doing push-ups? So you can like hype them up on what they just did. And then the second question needs to be, or second part needs to be what they're doing next. And you need to tell them the dribbling drill and the shooting drill. And then the last part is to like hype them up, say something, like whatever. And then when you hear the beep, the countdown, say, here we go, 5 seconds, let's go, guys, like that. And then the transition time, you just say, okay, now it's time to shoot. Just don't change the shooting without telling them. Know that you're in charge. Anyways, I'll help you guys out again today, but hopefully you guys can just go. Overheating was not helpful. Oh, yes, I know, Gav. It's okay. Just try your hardest. Try to keep stuff in the shade. That's about it. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.